welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be working on a 528i. Let's go check it out. Alright, today we are installing high pressure fuel pump for an N20 engine on a 528i. This is what it comes with. New fuel lines, a hard line, some wires, and here's the high pressure fuel pump. So what makes this different from the stock one?
Well, this one's the B58tu pump, and the stock fuel pump on the N20, especially the 28 variant, only allows you to run up to E40 for fuel. This one you can run fully E85.
Right, so fully E85, probably more reliable and stout than the stock one. Right?
It's a lot beefier too.
Yeah, this is heavy.
And on this motor, I'm not sure if you need injectors for stock turbo, but otherwise you would go with S63 M5 injectors. So that's something I have to talk to my tuner about first.
Yeah. For now, let's get this in. Show you guys how to do that. Once we've got both of the wires pulled out of the EKP module, which is underneath the trunk liner, we're going to start the car and release the fuel pressure. When you start the car, it should die in a couple seconds. Okay, good. All right, so fuel pressure is released.
Right, so the fuel pump is right here, and there's two hard lines that go to the fuel pump. We're going to be reusing this hard line. That feeds it to the motor. The other hard line below here, we're gonna unbolt it and cap it off because that runs over to here, which is the hard line from the tank. We're replacing this line with a new line, which is over there. And the reason we're doing that is because the B58 pump, the hard line that goes to the tank is on the opposite side of what is on the N20 pump. So that's why we need a new aftermarket line. So he's going to be undoing the line that connects to the high pressure fuel pump. It's a 17mm wrench he's using. Oh, wait, no, sorry, that's tightening. Push it the other way. There you go. Oh, shoot.
So you'll hear some hissing. That's the reason we have a towel covering. We don't want...
And yes, this is my first time doing this.
Yeah, no worries, Sam.
So we're kind of nervous.
Well, as long as you release the pressure from the fuel system, you'll be fine. But if you don't, be prepared for a big mess.
And this is why you wear safety goggles as well.
Correct. Here, keep on covering that. Just go slow and then crack it open little by little.
Not much. Just don't get it on the exhaust manifold because that will burn.
Yeah, that would cause a fire, which we don't want.
Hence why I did get the keys fire extinguisher mount on the passenger seat as well.
Excellent.
And now both lines should just come loose like this one. So now we will crack the 17 to the line that goes to the fuel rail. And with that, we will undo a reverse Torx bolt back here to move the holder for the engine cover to get that line out.
All right, so an E7 external Torx. It might have been replaced.
At the dealer, maybe.
Yeah.
Comparison time. So I did have the revised line already, I just didn't know.
So you're saying some cars might not have this revised line?
From my understanding, any car after November of 2014 will already have the revised line, which is just basically this rubber piece to prevent chafing to the ignition coil and fuel injector wires.
Not too bad.
So you don't see this, you don't have the revised line. You can reuse it, but...
Let's just use the brand new one around as well.
Remove the connector of the pump. You squeeze on that, and you just pull it out. And for cars that have the old high pressure fuel pump, it will be the big plug. This applies to the N20, the updated one, the B58. It's a smaller plug. So we're gonna have to cut this and splice it to the old harness. Right, so now we will just take the pump off with the 2T27. And this is the old high pressure fuel pump.
Comparison time.
Comparison to the big boy, B58tu pump. The diameter of this is slightly larger, and I think all of the difference is in here. So yeah, and you can see how the two feed lines are opposite of each other, hence why we needed the aftermarket line.
Look how easy it is to take out.
Right, so now this is also an E7, and this is the Valvetronic sealing plate.
E7.
And these you will reuse. And it should just pop right in. Nothing else to it.
Okay, so we need to check if the cam follower is all the way down. We're gonna test fit it and see if it fits. We removed the intake piping to have room to reach the crank pulley. 22 millimeter, turning the engine now.
You think you can go lower?
That's about it.
Alright, so now that the cam follower is at the lowest point in the bore, we can begin screwing in the high pressure fuel pump slowly on both sides to compress it down evenly.
So we chose red to cap the fuel line over here. That's just a dummy line now.
Alright, so now we're installing the new line. You could reuse it. I just ended up going with a new one. So, same process as before. There's a little hook back here. This will grab the line, basically. Oh, and you'll see it after I put it in. Let's get it in there. So now it's in. And these just slightly snug them.
Yep.
Just like that. And that's the two fuel lines again.
Great. Now we got to do the long fuel line that goes to this one over here.
Let's take off that first.
Okay.
So it's possible by hand, which, I mean, from the instruction manuals online, it's all by hand. You take out the retaining clip, which is sitting right here, and you squeeze this really hard and just pull. And there will be a decent amount of fuel that will come out, just like right now. Yeah.
Not too much pressure required, huh?
Yeah, but
Good.
Definitely have a towel beneath it.
Correct.
And then we will do the same for the other line, which is all the way down here. All right, so same exact fitting. So you were to put this back, probably wouldn't matter which side. And we won't be needing this anymore.
Toss that in the ocean. All right. So that's where the cap is. You see the red cap? That's where he was reaching from.
So this end will go on the high pressure fuel pump, and then we will route it this end and plug it into that hard line over there. So we'll see you back once we figure out the routing.
So we got the fuel lines connected. We temporarily spliced the two connections, red to green and white to white. Once tree gets actual splices, then we can splice them in correctly. But for now, we just want to test to make sure it works. So we just did electrical tape. Now we need to put the intake back on, the trunk liner, plug in the EKP, and then we'll give it a start.
Plug in the EKP. And that's it.
Oh, it's leaking. Temporary technical difficulties. We had some mess here. We forgot to tighten one of these, this one right here, so
I think you should stand back
like that. Now we'll try it again. Hopefully it works. It's alive!
You guys want to come?
Dude, this is actually fast. It's not slow at all.
It's faster than the last time you rode in it. That's
What's
for sure.
what's the 0 to 60? You get like 4.5?
I got 4.3 once.
That is really
Yeah.
quick for a car like this.
I couldn't get it ever again though, and it's on the launches.
That
too.
is impressive, man. With launch control.
Yeah.
Damn, that's really impressive. Damn! Wow. Did you turn off the active sound design?
Yep.
The fake exhaust?
Yep.
Oh, okay. So I was saying it sounds good, and I was like, I hope
It's a bit quieter too.
Yeah,
I didn't like it going through the speakers.
But I heard you can code it to sound like a V12 Rolls Royce.
At one point when I first got the car, I coded it to the S63 M5 one. It was fun.
So
it was fun for a bit.
That's woo! Damn, a little bit of a pop there. I like the exhaust fart.
That's the best part.
I like the downshift blow off. We're still alive. All right, so that's the install process for a high pressure fuel pump on a 528i with the N20 engine. Anything else you want to add to that?
Specifically the B58tu pump. That's what you would find in the M340s and the new Toyota Supra.
Correct. So overall, not too bad. Probably going to take you about an hour for your first try.
Yeah.
Just be careful anytime you're working with fuel lines.
And also remember to tighten all of the fuel lines.
Correct. Make sure to tighten everything and also connect everything.
Yeah.
We actually went on a drive without this connected, so definitely double check your work and go ahead and splice these wires together when you're done.
Yep.
What's the fuel pump provided from again? Your friend?
I got it from FCP Euro.
FCP Euro.
The lines I got from IPOS Motorsport.
And this is Tommy L Garage mud flaps. These are nice.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, man. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you want to follow Tree's build on this 528i, it's Slow28i on Instagram. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Have a good afternoon.